Has it ever crossed your mind that God might be genderless? An interesting question, isn't it? The Bible is a rich tapestry of metaphors, and these metaphors often guide our perception of God. But do they define God's gender? Let's embark on this exploration. The Bible often uses masculine metaphors for God. We see God depicted as a king, a father, a master, a judge, and even a husband. The incarnation of God as Jesus, a man, further cements the masculine imagery. A verse from the book of Isaiah says, "For your Maker is your husband, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel is your Redeemer, the God of the whole earth he is called." However, the Bible also uses feminine metaphors for God. In the book of Matthew, Jesus is quoted saying, "Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you who kill the prophets and stone those sent to you, how often I have longed to gather your children together, as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, and you were not willing." Here, God is likened to a hen, not a rooster protecting her chicks. Further, in the book of Luke, a parable depicts God as a woman searching for her lost coin. The prophet Isaiah seems to have a particular affinity for parental metaphors for God. Apart from the examples already mentioned, we find verses such as, "For a long time I have held my peace, I have kept still and restrained myself. Now I will cry out like a woman in labor, I will gasp and pant." And again, "As a mother comforts her child, so will I comfort you, and you will be comforted over Jerusalem." These examples highlight the feminine aspects of God's nature. But does this mean God is female? The most satisfying answer might be that God is neither male nor female. The Bible tells us that God is spirit, and as such, does not have a gender. Unlike created beings, plants, animals, and humans, God does not have a biological sex. The book of Genesis states that, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty, darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters." It is clear here that God is spirit, formless, intangible, and genderless. In Genesis it is written, "So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them." This indicates that both men and women are part of the image of God. God's image is reflected in all men and women. However, the scripture also tells us that all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, losing the original image of God. This necessitates the incarnation of God to save humanity, and in taking on human form, God takes on gender. But regardless of whether God incarnates as male or female, the essence is the Spirit of God in human flesh. Therefore, from this perspective, God is genderless. In conclusion, the Bible uses both masculine and feminine metaphors to describe God, reflecting the diverse aspects of God's nature. However, God in essence is a spirit, and as such is genderless. The incarnate form of God, male or female, is simply the Spirit of God in human flesh. So while our language and understanding may be limited by gender, God transcends these limitations.